Thank you. Good morning. I'd like to call the meeting to order and acknowledge that we are in Treaty 1 territory, the home and traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, Inuit, Cree, and Dakota peoples, and in the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Our drinking water comes from Shoal Lake 41st Nation in Treaty 3 territory. I'd like to introduce the members of the panel, the secretary to the board, and the assessor. On my left is Mr. Doug Marks. On my right is Mr. Larry Robinson. We have Ms. Olena Kostarova from the assessment department here today. And we have Fran Pakoto, who is our administrative personnel person. To the Zoom participants of the hearing, please note you are placed in the waiting room until your property is called upon. When it is your turn, you will be admitted into the meeting. Kindly follow along on the City of Winnipeg's Board of Revision YouTube channel for the hearing process. Once the host admits you into the hearing, please close or mute your YouTube player. You will then be permitted to speak with respect to your property. Once your hearing has concluded, you can leave the meeting. We will be hearing applications for revision of the assessment roll in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application, and we will limit discussion to those matters. The statements that are made at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matters must be sworn in. Be advised that comparisons of assessments of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the Board of Revision. The Board of Revision is appointed annually by Council and is independent of it and the city administration. It makes its decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order that will be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the board's decisions with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value or classification, or to the Court of King's Bench if the matter pertains to the application of exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included with the board's order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm the points of appeal with your property to be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We will then have the assessor's testimony followed by questions that the applicant may have, and then the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all of the evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket today. The session will close after all the applications have been heard, and the board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You will receive the board's decision by registered mail as soon as possible. As information, all public hearings are live streamed, recorded, and will be part of the public record. We will be hearing items 6 and 11 on our docket today. Ms. Baccato, please affirm the assessors and the applicant's testimony.
Sure. I just want to make a correction. We will not be hearing item 2 as there's been a last minute withdrawal.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll be hearing item 6 first. Madam Assessor, please state your full name.
Olena Kostarova.
Do you affirm that the evidence you're about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Mr. and Ms. Applicant, please unmute. Thank you. Please state your full name. Just one at a time.
Hello, my name is Adedoyin Ogumoye.
Okay. Do you affirm that the evidence you're about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
The evidence I will give here will be the truth and nothing but the truth.
Thank you. Mr. Applicant, please state your full name.
My name is Olufemi Ogumoye.
Thank you. Do you affirm that the evidence you're about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah, everything I will say here will be truth and not the truth.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So this is 200 Larry Vicker Drive West, and I will turn it over to the assessor to make her presentation.
Thank you. The subject roll number is 040072569665. The street address is 200 Larry Vicker Drive West. Neighborhood is Pegwis, number 417. This is located in Market Region Transcorner. Building style is a two-story. This is side by side. The year built is in 2016. So as the effective year built, it's still 2016. Living area is 1,529 square feet. It has the full basement. However, this basement has not been developed. It has 2 full baths and 1 half bath. There is no showers. Central AC, air conditioning, sorry. There is no fireplace. It has attached single garage and there is no in-ground pool or sunroom. The assessed lot size is 2,952 square feet. There is no really land influences on it. And the assessed value for the subject for 2025 is 440,000 with a total assessment per square foot at $287.77. I'm presenting to you today the 4 comparables. They all located in the same neighborhood area, 417 Pegwis. And in fact, they even all located on the same street, Larry Vicker Drive West. They all 2-story side by side, and the year effective built range between 2016 to 2018. As well, the effective age is range between 2016 to 2018, but there is no changes and there is no updates to any of the comparable sales. The living area ranges between 1,447,000 square feet to 1,537. The basements for any of them has not been completed. So, and that's what you, for comparable 1, 2, and 4, the basement have not been completed. The comparable 3 is only the side of the property which has the full finished basement. And for that, in the basement, they have an extra half a bath with a standing shower. So, for the central air conditioning, the comparable 2, and at the moment of comparable 4, there was no air conditioning. However, I would like to point it out that the comparable 4 is the subject sale. During the us verifying the sale for the comparable 4 as the subject, it was not mentioned anything about air conditioning, so we could not verify it. However, once I received the appeal, through the appeal process, I verified that the air conditioning does exist. And for that reason, now you do see that the subject, once again, it's showing the central air conditioning. It has the attached garages for comparable 1, 3, and 4. And the comparable 2 on the property which doesn't have the attached, but it has the detached garage. And it's the double detached garage with the access from the back lane. Assessed lot sizes range between 2,952 square feet to the largest 3,424 square feet, and that is for the comparable 1. The sale price range between 431,000 to 475,000. The sale price per square foot range between $281.88 to $315.83. Time adjustment sale price range between 431,900 to 484,000 exactly. The time adjustment sale price range per square foot from $281 to $318.63. I would like to state there was no contact during the residential review program from the homeowners, so and I do believe that is why they appealed. Based on, probably I'm leaning more towards the subject of sale. That is my comparable 4. And then you could see that the purchase price was $431. It has to be adjusted upwards based on the market evidence. And I do strongly believe that 440,000 assessed price for 2025 is well supported. Thank you.
Thank you. Do the applicants have any questions of the assessor?
Yes. Do you want me to go ahead with the question?
Yes, please proceed with the questions.
Thank you. So I would like to know more about the comparable property that you mentioned. I think I heard when you were talking that it has two detached garage. Ours only have one. And then you said that the price is between 431 to 475. I think that's what I heard. So aside from that, our very property, the backyard is not completed. You mentioned that the other property's basement is also not completed like ours.
Excuse me. This is just a time for questions of the assessor, and I'm gonna give you an opportunity to present your case as soon as we've finished questioning the assessor. So do you have any questions for the assessor at all? I will give you an opportunity to present your evidence and your case as soon as we have completed with the questions.
Okay, so my question would just be the number of garage for the comparable property.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?
I would like to know the garage size, I mean the number of garage for the comparable property.
Yes, thank you. The comparable sale number 2 is only the comparable which has the double detached garage, and that's located in the back lane. You have, as well as the comparable 1 and sale comparable 2, they all have single attached garages with the access from the front.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions at all of the assessor?
For me, that'll be all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Marks, do you have any questions of the assessor?
No questions, thank you very much.
Mr. Robinson?
I have no questions either.
I just have a couple of things. I am looking at the comparison 3, which is the one with the multiple detached garage. It indicates that there is a land influence of a back lane. Is that considered to be a positive influence or a negative influence?
Unfortunately, in our system, as soon as you show in the back lane, it's likely a negative influence, and I do believe maybe that is due to accessibility. Maybe that's just it might be few. It's not significant change, but it is negative.
Okay, so it would be a minor negative
You are correct.
influence.
Yes.
And I'm also wondering if I look at comp 2, again, I see that the sale price, May 17th, 2022 was $449,900. And I see that the time adjusted sale price is lower than that, which seems to be the only one of the comparisons where the time adjusted sale price is lower, and I'm wondering what the reason for that might be.
The peak for the market region one started later in the beginning of the 2022. It's actually in the middle of March 2022, and it's lasted the highest peak lasted for another 2 months. And for that reason, that comparable has to be adjusted downwards to better reflect the market, the proper market, not that huge peak, or we call it bubble.
So they bought at the peak of the market is what you're saying,
That's
basically, and
Yes.
so the
It
time
needs
is
to be
just,
adjusted downwards.
okay, and the other properties were not bought at the peak of the market.
No, they were not bought at the peak of the market, and for that reason, they cannot be brought to the peak of the market, but they had to be brought to the baseline, so that's why they had to be adjusted upwards.
And that includes the subject property.
You are correct. That was purchased back in November, so that is still not during the peak. It did not, because the peak started in November, in March of 2022. It had to be brought up upwards.
Okay, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
All right, I will turn it over to the applicants for you to make your presentation, please.
Thank you. So like I mentioned earlier, so I noticed that the price of properties has dropped recently. I mean, within the last 1 year or two. Um, Also, like I mentioned earlier, our backyard is not completed. We don't have our basement is not done at all. Our backyard is not done. So I'm wondering, those are the reasons why we feel that the price that was assigned to our property is more than the value.
And do you have any evidence by any chance of the sale of other properties that you would like to compare to your property?
No, not really. Although I check on maybe realtor.ca, and I mean for the past 1 year or two, I kind of check and compare prices of property, but I don't have a specific evidence.
Okay, thank you very much. Madam Assessor, do you have any questions of the applicant? You do.
Thank you.
Mr. Robinson, do you have any questions of the applicant?
And I do not.
And Mr. Marks, do you have any questions?
Yes, I do, thank you. You're saying that your backyard is not completed and your basement is not completed. What sort of a value would you put to that so that it can be reduced on your property tax? Is that what you're looking at? Or on your assessment, sorry?
Yes. So on the two other comparable properties, I noticed that their basements are also not completed. So I probably wouldn't mention the basement, but I know the backyard. If we are going to complete the backyard, it's going to cost us not less than 10,000 or more. So also one of the properties has two detached garage, which I believe is a plus. Also, like I said, the value of properties has reduced significantly in the last 1 or 2 years. So those are all my bases.
So what would you like to see your assessment at this point in time?
So I think we got 440, 440 as the current price. We would like it to be around 410. Yes, or 410.
Thank you, no further questions.
Thank you. I have no questions at this time. Thank you very much. So I am wondering, Madam Assessor, if you would like a summary at all?
I do, thank you. Due to the subject purchased during the period which we are looking at, and the value was very close to our assessed value, I do believe that, I mean, in the end, that's what they paid for. And I do believe that our value of 440 is definitely well secured, based on my facts of the provided comparables sales up to the March 1st of 2023.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much. And do you have a summary you would like to provide?
Yes, so like I mentioned, we want the value to be brought down a bit because I've not been seeing properties being sold that high recently, especially if the year it was built is not like 5 years. It's been like close to 10 years. So all these are what contribute to the prices or the value of properties. So that's all I would like to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time today. That will include item number 6 on our agenda today. And we will move on to item 11, which is 68 Silver Creek Road. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Ms. Applicant. Could you please unmute yourself?
We can't hear you.
maybe we can. Hello,
Hi, yes, I can hear you now. Yes, can you hear
Okay,
me?
There we
good,
go.
thank you.
Please state your full name.
Amani Izzo.
Do you affirm that the evidence you're about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I swear. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. So I will ask the assessor to please make her presentation on the subject property.
Thank you.
Okay.
The file number 24-1237, the subject roll number 030929988815. The street address 68 Silver Creek Road. This is located in neighborhood Bridgewater Trails, 684, and the market region Fort Garry. Buildings type is as well two-story. Building is a side-by-side two-story, and year built is in 2019. With the effective year built 2019, there was no extra renovations done. The living area is 1,504 square feet with a beautiful walkout basement. However, this basement has not been developed yet. The subject has one full bath, two half bath, and one standing shower. They have central air conditioning, attached a single garage. There is no in-ground pool or sunroom. The assessed lot size is 2,556 square feet with the land influences retention pond. The assessed value is at 472,000, which is coming down to $313.83 per square foot for 2025. I'm presenting you 4 comparables. They all two-story, they all side-by-sides, and they all located in the same Bridgewater Trails neighborhood. In fact, once again, they all located on the same street. They all 2 stories, as I mentioned. So the year built is for all of them 2019, and the effective year built is 2019. The slight difference only between the living area, the comparable 3 and comparable 4, larger only by 10 square feet. They all have the walkout basements. However, none of them have the basements developed. They all have full bath 1. They all have half bath 2 with 1 standing shower. All have central air conditioning. Attached single garage. There is no in-ground pool or sunroom for any of the comparables. The assessed lot by assessed size of the lot is identical for all 4 comparables, and is matching our subject at 2,556 square feet. They all have the retention pond influences, except the comparable 2. It has an extra influences as hydrotransformer boxes. The sale price range between 465,000 to 532,000. The sale price per square foot range between $307.15 to $353.72. Time adjustment sale price range between $474,900 to $489,400. With the time adjustment sale price range between $309 and 45 cents to $325 to 40 cents. The based on all my comparable provided to you today, I do believe that 472,000 is well supported for the assessed roll for 2025.
Thank you. Madam applicant, do you have any questions of the assessor at all?
No, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So can I go ahead with my presentation? Or?
I'm just going to ask if the other board members have any questions.
Oh, for
of the
sure. Yes.
assessor first of all.
Okay.
Mr. Marks, do you have any questions of the assessor?
No questions from me, thank you very much.
Mr. Robinson?
I have no questions.
I just have a couple of questions. One is for the land influence of retention pond, is that something that is seen as a positive or a negative influence?
It is absolutely positive influence, yes. It's better to see something as a water than to see something.
Okay, the other question I have is I noticed that for, I guess, 3 out of 4 of your comparables, the time adjusted sale price is lower than the actual sale price. And I'm wondering, what the reason for that would be.
In a market region such as Fort Garry, the price started rising in the middle of November 2021, and they reached the peak in the mid of June 2022. So there was a quite stretch, and for that reason, the prices, everything what was purchased during that time needed to be adjusted downwards.
Okay, so the subject property, the assessment has gone up from the purchase price because of the time when it was purchased, is
That
that
is correct. It
correct?
was purchased in 2020 and it's 2020 needed to be adjusted upwards. If anything, yes. So that comparable 1 to 4, it's actually within the time when we could see the best market. 2021, 2022. I wish I could have something for 2023 right before the March 1st to exactly pinpoint the number, but I do know it was the desirable area during that time to continue. That's why the prices will continue going up.
Okay, thank you very much for that. All right, Madam Applicant, I will turn it over to you to make your presentation, please.
Okay, thank you for having me today. So I have some houses. I can see what you are saying about the houses, and yes, they are in my street and they are in the price range. But also, I found like 4 houses in the same street as well, and they are like very lower, like 32 Silver Creek, very similar to my house, same everything. It was sold for $429,900 on April 2021. And there is another one, 100 Silver Creek as well, was sold for $437 on 2021. And 55 Silver Creek, $454,500 on October 2021. You know, this house was even built in 2021, even newer than mine. And the last one, it's a 23 Silver Creek house, and it was sold for $443K on June 2021. So I was just hoping to lower the assessment value a little bit. I know they are all in the same street, and it's different because I think 2022 prices were a little bit higher than 2021. So we are in the midway. So I'm not sure if we can like lower the assessment value a little bit, please. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Assessor, do you have any questions of the applicant?
I do. So you have mentioned several, such as 55 Silver Creek Road, the
Right.
address,
Yes.
23 Silver Creek Road, correct? You stated
sorry.
that 23 Silver Creek
Yes.
Road.
23. Yeah, this one is detached. I just realized that. So
So,
yeah.
okay, so now you're realizing that 55 and
Yes.
23, they are detached, even though they are very similar, but yours is side by side, correct?
Right. Yes. Correct. Yes.
Okay, and do you know anything about the sale for 100 Silver Creek?
100. So yes, it was sold for $437 on November 2021.
Right, was it through the MLS? Do you know the sale? Or you just put this?
Okay, the 100 one, just give me a second here. No, I have no access actually. It
Okay.
was sold for 437, and the assessed value for this one actually was 471. So it was a higher than the actual sold price for this one.
Okay, so you just took the value from, I mean, the sale from the book, correct?
Yes, from the book, yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes. That's the only thing I have access to, right? I don't know any realtor to let me
Right.
know.
I understand. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that all your questions?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Robinson, do you have any questions?
Yeah, just what assessed value are you hoping that you would be reassessed to? What dollar value would you prefer?
Right, I think 450 is like a good number for me. 450 because it's in between the 8 houses that we have discussed together. So I think 450 is okay.
Okay, thank you. That was my question.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Marks?
Yes, on your comparables, do those properties have walkout basements as well?
Yes, they are all walkout basements. Yes.
Okay.
Objection. They're not,
Okay, we'll get you to summarize in a minute.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, that's my only question. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I think my questions have been asked and answered. So, Madam Assessor, would you like to make a summary?
Yes, thank you. So based on the evidence of the owner, we have, I reviewed everything, and my understanding that she provided, unfortunately, the detached comparables such as 23 Silver Creek with no walkout, with no, the basement is not walkout basement. The 55 Silver Creek as well, it's not walkout basement. And for that reason, it's harder to compare those type of properties, especially if they only detached dwelling versus the side-by-side two-story with the walkout basements and with the influence on the pond. So once again, those other comparables don't even have the pond influences. And as well, they don't even have the garages, not the detached, not the attached garages. And based on the information for 100 Silver Creek, which was on the evidence as well, we cannot say much. Yes, it is on our book. However, it's a private sale, and we don't know if that sale was motivated. We do have to announce that the sales were happening, but if it's a private, if it's a private sale, it could have been anything. It could have been motivated seller. It could have been related, associated, or anything. So, based on my comparables, I only comparing with the walkout basements. I'm only comparing with the obviously retention pond influences. So all this gives a better understanding with the price range, and I do believe that 472 is well supported. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any summary you would like to provide, Madam Applicant?
No, I'm okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. And we've heard all the items scheduled, and this hearing is now adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
This is here.